God bless you guys. How are you guys doing? I just want to talk about a lot what's going on with the media and the news right now and about the rapture. Why is the rapture going to happen October 2nd to the 4th? It's kind of ironic that 87 years ago, William Branham had a prophecy from the Lord, and he predicted like World War II, in 1933-36, he predicted a bunch of things. The Lord showed him World War II and just a lot of things, and then also showed him about electric cars being now. He also told him about a woman president, which 87 years later, here we are. And it's kind of interesting because Kamala Harris is vice president, and the thing is that when she becomes president, they're planning on invoking the 25th Amendment. Also, you have to understand that the Republicans are in unison with the Democrats, if you can actually believe that. They're in unison with the Democrats to get rid of Joe Biden. I mean, you saw Obama, the Antichrist, he just escorted Joe Biden off the stage. During the Democratic convention, Joe Biden spoke at like midnight. You know, the convention started early, but here he is speaking at midnight because they know the cameras weren't on, so they couldn't film him. It's pretty much nobody would be watching him on camera. And Obama just basically coerced him, forced him to just get out. Kind of used him as a scapegoat, as a puppet for all the things Obama, the Antichrist, wanted to do in destroying America, selling our jobs to overseas, to China, controlling our rights, dictating government control, increasing taxation, high inflation up at 51 years high, gas up 27 years high, and Kamala's plan's even worse. Kamala pretty much wants to round everybody up and put them in FEMA camps, take all the Christians and put them in FEMA camps. She wants to do taxes on unearned or unrealized capital gains, which means anybody who has stock in this world, say somebody had $100,000 in stock and they had it invested in a company, if the stock went up, automatically the government would just tax them on it, regardless if they even sold it or didn't sell it. So essentially you could just go after all the rich people. It's pretty much unrealized capital gains is a way of going after rich people's money, saying, well, here's your stock portfolio. It looks like it's gone up. We'll just go ahead and tax you on it even before you even decide to sell it. It's mind-boggling. She's also against, supports abortion. She hates America. She's way worse than Biden, and she would continue being a puppet for Obama. She's about as dumb as a rock. She has zero intelligence. She's a total racist, communist through and through. And I hear she's an alcoholic on the side too, which makes sense because she can't put a sentence together for life dependent on it. But if you can see what's going on here, they want to invoke the 25th Amendment. So they want to get rid of her. And today they were talking about getting rid of her right before the election. That's right before the rapture, October 2nd. So this prophecy of William Branham, that God gave him, God told William Branham that when a woman becomes president, and this is of the United States, he was saying, of the United States, he then heard an explosion and looked, and immediately America was desolate. It was destroyed by the meteors from the sixth seal, essentially what he's talking about, big craters from the meteor strikes from the sixth seal. We also know that Russia and China will nuke America immediately when they see America in disarray from earthquakes and meteor strikes and so forth. The Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah through meteor strikes. So, ironically, I've been talking about the rapture for 13 years, and now I'm saying October 2nd to the 4th, and all the pieces of the puzzle. This is the biggest piece right here, though. A woman president. How, could you predict that 87 years ago that a woman become president? So the thing is that if she became president, I believe, like I've said in my last video, it's either going to be a false election, again, as the last one, and the one before that. Trump barely won the one before that. But if it's a false election, it's either going to be a false election or they'll just go through or Joe Biden could die and she'd become automatically president. Or the third option is they just invoke the 25th Amendment and they just immediately get rid of him. Or they impeach him, which would be, I believe, through the 25th Amendment. They would impeach him and say he's just mentally unstable. Let's cast a vote, get rid of him. She would immediately become president. I believe they want her to become president now so that she can stay as president. They're not really even going to have an election. It's going to be so bad. But this would immediately cause the prophecy to come true, William Branham, that meteor strikes hit America, America's desolate and gone, and the rapture occurs. Boom, we're out of here. Just like in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, when the meteors hit, Lot was already out of there. And the days of Noah, Noah was already out of there. When the floods came, Noah was already on a boat and on his way to safety. When the Lord struck Egypt, boom, Israelites were already let out of there. Right? All those situations, God had protected them. So that's how the rapture, I believe, will occur. We look at this war. They're crying peace, peace. They're all demanding a peace agreement. The ceasefire is not the peace agreement. The peace agreement is what Obama signs after the war takes off. And it's the Psalm 83 war gets ignited around the Feast of Trumpets, which is the next feast to be fulfilled. There's 7 feasts. 4 have been completed. The next one is on October 2nd to the 4th, the Feast of Trumpets. When that is fulfilled, that's the new year, essentially, the new year, a celebration for the Jews on that day. That's go to their New Year celebration. So you can see all these things are happening. They can rebuild the temple. They can declare 7-year peace agreement, which they're declaring now. We're raptured out of here. You know, Russia nukes Poland. That Russian war with Ukraine is getting more crazier. And they're threatening nukes because Russia simply has such a weak military. They really can't fight without nukes. So their idea is we'll just use the nukes then and just finish off Ukraine and maybe take Poland while we're at it. So you can see where we're at there. We're heading towards that. And I want to say thank you for all those of you who are sending me money. I love you guys. It's been hard. You know, I just hate being in my car. 4 years and 4 months. I've gone, you know, it's been depressing, sad for me. It's hard for me. I hate not being able to cook. I hate just being isolated in your little car getting claustrophobic, especially at night when you're sleeping. You can't really move around. You can barely lay flat. So much sound outwardly, people walking around, lights, everything, wherever you go. It's hard to sleep at night for sure. You know, and just all of it just is compared to having like an apartment, which I used to have. Whereas if I had an apartment, I would be like, if I had an apartment right now, I would be writing all you guys saying, does anybody want to come live with me? Let's live on the beach, because that's where I stay. Newport Beach, I stay on the beach because it's only the safest place to stay. You go inland and you're just having like a lot of crime problems, especially Orange County or LA inland. You can run into severe crime problems. You know, it's not safe to stay in the middle of the night in some areas, you know. So I'm just trying to stay in the richest, safest area I can. Newport Beach, where I've surfed for years and had apartments for years, and Los Angeles too, but LA is not so safe. Burbank and all that, still not as safe as it used to be for sure. But you know, sometimes the enemy lately has been attacking me. The enemy will attack me either through lustful thoughts, and then I'll rebuke him. Then he'll attack me through suicidal thoughts, and I'll rebuke those. And he goes back and forth. He's always coming against my mind. And I just remember that facing Satan is kind of like, and I'm not talking about the church nonsense where, oh, I fought the devil today. I was looking at that candy bar and there was the devil staring at me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a real struggle where the enemy doesn't want you. The enemy wants to shut my mouth. He's always tried to stop my ministry on the beach, wherever I go. When I was surfing for years, he tried to stop my surfing ministry. I was out there talking to people about the Lord. Because I have discernment, I'm able to just really hone in on what's going on with them and help them and challenge them. And so, you know, and plus my brother moving away. We lost our lease, so we got into our cars, so he moved to Palm Springs. So I'm getting ready to go out there again. I was out there recently, but I'm getting ready to go out again just because I miss him so much, and he doesn't want to come back to Orange County. And I don't like living by myself in my car. It's just kind of depressing, you know, like I said. And, you know, people that I know, they live in their cars. They live on the beach, surfers. They live on the beach in their vans. But it's very isolating compared to going to an apartment where you have a roommate or friends you can invite over. You're not going to invite anybody in your car. You see what I'm saying? And people are not so giving as far as you going to them. I've always found like I could invite, when I had my business, I invite people. When I had my apartment, I always invite people over. They're always open to that. But very rarely are they open to their own home, even the closest of friends. I find in Orange County and you know, Newport Beach and, you know, LA, people are just really, really selfish. We live in a very cold generation where people will text you, but maybe not won't respond. If people text you and you don't respond, there's a lot of wickedness in you, and you get rid of that wickedness and repent of your sins. Because it's like saying, I don't really have respect for you. It's like walking along with somebody. If you're on your phone, you're walking with somebody, it's probably the most disrespectful thing you can do. Surely the Lord will throw you in hell because you got a lot of things you need to work on. Now you say, well, what do you mean? Just because I'm texting, because I'm walking with somebody? It goes much deeper than that. And that's where my level of discernment, the Lord shows me. Much deeper than that. You know, the Lord showed me the rapture, and I'm continually, 13 years ago, he took me up in the rapture of my twin brother, and we continue to warn people about the rapture right around 2011, and we're ready to go. And you just need to be ready for the rapture, my friends. I love you guys, and I know you're all struggling. One Christian friend said to me, Ken, we're all struggling with something. The enemy is coming against us, but I just remembered, it's like looking at a bear. If you're in a wilderness somewhere and you're looking at this big bear, you can't run from the bear, right? It's like if you were walking into a yard and a dog was there, face to face with a really mean dog. You can't run. All you can do is challenge it. That's it. That's all you can do. I remember walking in LA one time and I saw a coyote as big as a wolf, and it looked at me, and I knew I couldn't run. All I had to do was just look at it and challenge it. And that's the way you challenge Satan. You just look at it. And I remind myself with depression and things that the enemy's tried to attack me with over the years, suicidal thoughts and things like that, that I'm already past all that. That was past, and I won't go back to it. And I just change the subject in my mind, and the enemy comes against me. And I find the more I resist the enemy with any sort of suicidal thoughts or bad thoughts or negative thoughts or sexual thoughts, whatever way the enemy's trying to come against me, I find that if you just resist and resist, but then take your mind and focus somewhere else. Remember, we all have the ability to think about whatever we want, right? We don't have to think about a rainy day all day. We can think about a sunny day if we want to, right? And, I find peace when I play my guitar. So I start focusing about music and playing my guitar and, learning songs from Boston and Def Leppard. I mean, yeah, their lyrics are sinful, but it's what I grew up with. And now I think about learning their music so I can play my own music that pleases God. Fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, self-control. Playing those fruits of the Spirit to the Lord in heaven. So I don't have to play the rock and roll music. I want to play rock and roll music that pleases the Lord, the greatest rock and roll music, with an influence from Def Leppard and Boston, things like that, without those sinful lyrics, removing those. But we're at that point now, guys, where I just been counting the days for us to get raptured. I keep thinking October 2nd's coming so soon. And the biggest part of this is we got the war, we got the AI robots, 306,000. Now they're saying it was like 800,000 jobs were lost. We know, but they won't tell you what was the percentage of AI robots that took over that job. They're all getting released next year. We had that September meeting with the UN. They want to basically say, release the robots and take everybody over. America's already approved the fact that it's okay to eat worms now by the American public because they don't want them to eat meat. They have electric cars out. You can see everything is, even though everybody's saying Trump, 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 everything is going bad, worse, 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 right? So this is why I feel like God's got to take us out right before Trump gets in office. And this is why I think it'll be that they'll impeach Joe Biden, and then she'll become president, and bam, the meteor strikes America, we're gone, nukes come down, we go up, we're in paradise. The world freaks out, Russia nukes Poland, and the world says, oh, wait. As Micah said, in Micah 7, it says the righteous advantage the world barely noticed. So within us, and don't be fearful, we will see nukes coming down as we go up. We will see meteors come down as we go up. Many people have seen dreams that way. But remember, we go up in a split of a second. The Lord loves us, and off we go into paradise. And it's a realistic thing. It's not some fake thing or phony thing that most fake Christians come against. Most church Christians come against. It's a real thing. It's reality. There has to be a generation that never dies. Thank you, Lord, that we're the generation that never dies. There's two people that never died in the Bible, Elijah and Enoch. Those are the two witnesses that come to the earth. When we're taken out of the earth, we're no longer here, but maybe some videos behind. We'll have the Neuralink that Elon Musk created to attach to people's brains and the robots to be able to track you in real time, go after the fake Christians, all the church Christians that are left behind according to Revelation 1 through 3. 6 out of 7, 90% will be left behind. We'll be going up. So as a result of what's going on here, don't have any fear. The rapture is a very real thing. We're the generation that overcomes sin, death, and hell. Then the witnesses come to the earth. That's Enoch and that's Elijah, the two that never died. Because remember, the Bible says once appointed man to die, after that is judgment. So there's no such thing as you die and you come back. But those two didn't die for that very purpose. Elijah was taken up in the clouds. That's a rapture, right? Enoch was taken up. That's a rapture. They were both raptured. We're getting raptured, right? Was Jesus raptured up? He sure was. He was standing with the disciples, and he was taken up, and the angels came down and said, why are you looking up in such sadness? As he came up, he's also coming down. So Jesus was raptured up. And when the Jews are in the tribulation, the 144,000 pure Jews that are sexually, celibate for God, guess where they're going to go? To Petra. What's in Petra? Petra is the mountains where they can hide. You can't get there by helicopter, and the mountains are so close that only one person can fit through the mountains at a time. So you can't even get an army through there. But guess what? When finally Obama and the Antichrist and the AI robots go after Jews, after the 144,000 Jews, guess what? They get raptured out of the mountain also. So there's a lot of raptures going on. So, yes, harpazo is the word. I'll quote you the verse, Revelation 3:10. Since you've kept my command, you are patient, I also keep you from the hour of trial that's coming upon the whole world to test those who live on the face of the earth. I will keep you from the hour of trial that's coming upon the whole world to test those who live on the face of the earth. Keep means to harpazo, to keep from, to remove from, harpazo, out of here. So ignore Christians that come against it, because they're all going to be left behind anyway. When a Christian says to me, well, the rapture, I don't believe in the rapture, it's not going to happen, I go, you're right. According to you, it won't happen, so you will be left behind. You will end up in hell. You will end up in the tribulation. You'll be dropped into hell. You'll get the mark and go to hell. You're right. And so, because that's like saying you don't believe in the Bible. If you read the Bible at all, if Psalms and Proverbs, and if you go anywhere in the New Testament, and Matthew 25, Jesus talks about all the signs. In 1 John, in Revelation, in Micah, in Ezekiel, in Isaiah, Psalms. It's all throughout the Bible. It's all throughout the Bible about the rapture. 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Thessalonians, Paul talks about it extensively. Paul wrote like 40-something books of the Bible. He talks about it extensively, about the rapture. In fact, they had said at the time, well, the rapture had already occurred, and Paul said, no, it didn't. And that's why he said, before he's revealed, the man of lawlessness is revealed, he's taken out of the way. Who's taken out of the way? Us. How are we taken out of the way? We're raptured out of here. So we can't be here when anything gets any worse. We can't be here with the AI robots. We couldn't be here with Kamala Harris, who wants to basically just go door to door and take everybody's wealth and money and lock everybody up in these FEMA camps. So think about it. They've already approved the FEMA camps. They've already released the AI robots. They're starting to do all this. Why would they do this if Trump is going to take over? Because Trump's plan is to remove the robots, open the Keystone oil reserves, shut down all the electric cars, get rid of the digital banking system, which is the mark. He wants to get rid of all that. So either Trump gets in and removes all that, and we go back to the 1980s again, where, there's no computers anymore practically. He wants to turn back time. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And I'm glad that it's not going to happen, because I want to go home. I want to be raptured. I don't want to live in this earth anymore. I don't want to live in an earth where, everything I do, like I was playing the guitar at the library, and then they told me, people started complaining. And then they just said, you can't do it anymore. And I said, this is how it is. I chewed out the librarians. I said, this is how it is. So if I tell you I don't like that American flag, are you just going to take it down immediately? I said, I said, you're hypocrites. I said, you have a level of justice that only serves and benefits you. And if someone else complains, you immediately revoke my rights to play my guitar. Even though children are screaming outside, they have a section of the library that's very loud where children can scream, you can have conversations, you can play your videos. I happen to play my guitar. And a lot of people, the librarians like me, but because people complain, they just kick me out. That's why I'm in the sound lab right now. Been practicing a few hours. But, when I go see my brother, I'll just play in my van. I'm going to try and get a van. I'll just play in my car, and I'm trying to get a van. But I'll probably rent out a storage unit or something to practice. But I'm going to see my brother because I just miss him, and it makes me sad and cry when he's not around. I need him, So my surfing friends got hurt, so I stopped surfing. So I just miss him, And it's sad that he wants to be around the gay community again. He's been sick all these years. He's doing a lot better now. He can walk now. He can breathe. He can run now. He can even work out now. He's doing a lot better. But as soon as he does, he wants to go to the gay community. He says he's a Christian. He's waiting for the rapture, but he wants to be around his gay friends. And I'm like, he won't listen to me because he knows the truth. He knows we've been talking about the rapture many years. And that's sad, because that's like saying, I love you guys, but I'm at the bar every night trying to sleep with some girl or smoking dope or something else. I'm sold for Jesus. I've not had sex in 13 years. I don't go to bars. I don't drink. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. But I want to be around him because I miss him. I need that moral support. That's why I wish I had an apartment on the beach. I'd invite you guys to come live with me. I feel like us Christians are all separated, and we're all struggling with these battles, and we can't come together. And I just hope that I can encourage you guys. I know sometimes I can be hard on you, and I'm sorry for that. But I want to encourage you guys as much as I can, because we're going home soon. And, I need to be encouraged too sometimes, I feel like Paul. Paul was a very weak man that wrote a lot of letters in the Bible and very strong for a lot of people. And when Luke saw him, was like, this guy's weak. And I thought, that's how I feel. A lot of people, I give them a lot of encouragement and strength, and I support them, but I'm not always the one that feels strong, And that can be challenging for me, I feel I get battles a lot from the enemy, and I need people in my life more than anything, So we're going home soon. I can't wait. Please don't be discouraged by how I feel right now. Be encouraged, because I know we are going home soon, and all the signs show it that we're going home soon, and I'm happy for that. I'm not jumping for joy with America because I want Trump to take over, because Trump's not a Christian. He can't save America. Only Jesus can save America, and I don't want America saved. I want to go to heaven. I want to go in paradise. I don't want to live in an empty world where everybody lies, cheats, and steals, and everything in my life's been taken from me. Everything. Just like you guys are feeling the same thing. So I apologize. I don't want me to say it's about just me, because I know it's about you too. You guys are going through a lot. You've had things taken away in your life just like me. You've had maybe thrown out in the street when you're younger like me. Living in your car, maybe you've gone through that like me, just really hard times. And so I know you guys have gone through that in your own ways. And it doesn't really matter how bad the situation is. Some people, a little situation can be just as stressful to them as living in my car or thrown out in the street to me. It can be the same stress. So I know that. Stand strong in the word. 1, read the word. 2, obey the word. And 3, Lord, what can I do for you today? How can I please you? When I have the hardest times, I always want the Lord to say, wow, through the hardest times, Ken was always asking me, how can I please you? That's kind of why I want the Lord to always see that no matter what, no matter how hard the times were, I was always like, Lord, how can I please you today? How can I serve you today? And thank you for sending money. I have my link below my videos. Thank you guys for sending money. You can send it through Zelle now. I appreciate that. But it's just about us staying in the Word, reading the Word, and saying, Lord, how can I please you? I find great satisfaction when I'm at the beach, and my friend has like this guy that I talk to has this Christian, it's like a booth. And all these really weak Christians come to him, and they talk to him, and he's a very weak Christian himself. But I find strength in encouraging them. I mean, I encourage them. I talk them, they'll say, I'm doing drugs, I'm having problems, I'm doing this. I say, let me explain to you about the Word and the rapture, where you need to be. And so I'm always trying to help people as much as I can. I was going to teach that kid how to surf, but he never came back. That homeless kid, that 19-year-old kid, he's probably in LA wandering somewhere. And I just said, man, don't take the Lord seriously. The rapture's coming. I tried to strengthen him as much as I can. And I find great help when I find happiness when I can help people. I feel lost when I can't help people. I feel like being needed by people is important to me. Strengthening them, encouraging them, being a rock for them when I don't feel like I'm strong all the time, So God bless you guys. We're going home soon. I know it. The world feels that way. The world's gone through a lot. Most of the world doesn't see it. The Christians in the world do see it and are going home, but most of the world won't go home because they don't see it. They're missing it. They're hoping, and most of these church Christians are hoping that Trump will save their life. They're carrying a flag for Trump, and they should be carrying a flag for Jesus. They're carrying a hat with Trump on, and they should be carrying a hat for Jesus. Stay in the Word, obey the Word, and Lord, what can I do for you? What are my gifts? How can I please you? Stay strong in the Lord. Be encouraged. When Satan comes after you, remind yourself that don't own whatever the problem is, whether it's a negative thought, suicidal thought, sexual thought, angry thought, whatever horrible thoughts it was, whatever it is, don't own it. Don't say, this is mine. It's not mine. These are not my thoughts. These are the enemy thoughts. Out he goes. Instead, remember, you can put your mind on whatever you want. So you know what? I think I'm going to think about a sunny day. I think I'm going to think about this guitar I'm playing and becoming a better guitarist, so when I get into heaven, I can really do that. And I can't wait to surf again in heaven and teach my brother how to surf. Keep your mind busy with that. It's a little tough on me at times when I'm in my car and I just want to get out so bad. I just want to be able to be in an apartment so I can invite people over instead of being stuck in a car and loud noises at night, and I can't cook, and I just feel claustrophobic in the car all the time. So, I'm going to go to Palm Springs for the final month to wait for the rapture, to be there with my brother, which I can't wait. I miss him. He left Newport, and I miss him, and I know he never comes back. I visited there 3 times already, but I'm going to go visit him there, and I miss him. And from there, I have to plan that maybe the rapture doesn't happen. So I always say, hope the rapture happens, plan like it doesn't, because I've been so devastated in years that it has not happened. I've been so angry at God and just sad, depressed, really, walking up and down the pier on the beach all those years going, Lord, what happened? But we didn't have the war, we didn't have the AI robots, and we didn't have a woman president. So, but I believe that we were going. But now we've got William Branham's prophecy about America was destroyed right after a woman president is probably the clearest sign of when we're going home. So I love you guys. God bless you. Please don't be down because of me. I just want to encourage you. You guys can do it. We're all doing this together. We can do this together, okay? We read the word together. Ask Jesus at any time. Be with me if you need him there for you. I like physical comfort. It's hard. I always feel the presence of Jesus. But oftentimes it doesn't make me feel any better. It still makes me feel alone because I don't feel physical comfort. Growing up without a family, I want family around. I want friends around. I always was envious of people that had big Italian families. So I dream about being in heaven where I'm on the beach, but my house is open to everybody. I live right on the beach, and everybody's over, and we're eating, and we're surfing, and we're just having fun. And I'm going on roller coaster rides with my brother, and I'm hanging out with all you guys. I can't wait for that. And Jesus is there. He's with us. He never leaves us. We don't have to have this faith and feel the presence of God and discernment, all that nonsense. We just go, Lord, you're right in front of us. I'm so tired of all that. It's like, gosh, Lord, it's like we live our lives. I feel like we're always by ourselves, and we're going through all this stuff, and the enemy's coming against us, and the world says, no, you can't do that, and no, you can't do this, and the apartment's too expensive for me to live in, and everything I do is just the enemy. They kick me out of the library because they don't want me to play the guitar, but a few of the librarians are feeling bad for me, and I said, don't worry, you can't help me. The world is corrupted. Every man's evil. They don't care. So we're going home soon. Stay strong. Stay focused on reading the word. Keep your ministry focused on. That's what the 2 things that keep me positive is my ministry, because I'm always having to do something for the Lord. So I'm eager to find someone I can help. Someone on the street, another homeless person I saw, I can go up to them and encourage them. And I love doing that because I feel needed. I feel wanted by God. It makes me feel good. And you guys keep me encouraged. I go, you know what? I got to stay positive. I got another video to come out with. I need to encourage these guys. They need me. So God bless you. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.